Rokinon has exploded onto the Cine lens market in recent years with some alternatives to high-end professional cinema lenses. Let's take a look at a few wide-angle offerings. Hi everyone, I'm Mia. First, let me start by briefly going over the cinema features common to all three of these lenses that are different from what you'll find on photography lenses. The Rokinon Cine lenses measure aperture or iris in T-stops instead of f-stops, just like high-end cinema lenses. T stands for transmission. The transmission of light through the lens is tested and measured at each one of those marks for exact accuracy. F-stop marks are based on a mathematical formula and are used more as a guideline. f2.8 on one lens might not give you the same exposure as f2.8 on another, because T-stops give you an exact measurement of light being transmitted through the lens. You can easily match exposure between different lenses. That aperture ring is also declicked on all of the Cine lenses, so you can smoothly ride the exposure without introducing noticeable changes into your footage. On all three wide-angle lenses I worked with for this review, and in general, all of the Rokinon Cine lenses I've used have extremely smooth, precise aperture pulls. You'll find focus measurements in feet and meters on the side of each lens, along with T-stop markings. The side markings are simply easier to see for focus pullers, whose job is to execute precise focus changes within a continuous shot. All of these lenses must be focused manually because they don't communicate with the camera. So having a camera assistant to pull focus is really helpful. Both of the focus and aperture rings on all of these lenses we're featuring have 0.8 pitch industry standard gearing for use with a follow focus. All of these lenses are coated with a nanocrystal anti-reflection system. This coating is designed to prevent lens flare and to help light transmit cleanly to the sensor. Okay, so let's get into the individual lenses and what they can do. Two lenses that I have here are made for APS-C sized sensor cameras with Sony E-mounts. So I have them paired with the Sony a6000, but they're also available in Canon EFM, Fuji X, and Samsung NX mounts. The first is the 8mm T3.1 fisheye lens. This is a super wide lens with a 180-degree field of view. It's great for really showing the environment that your subject is immersed in. When you shoot with this lens, your footage will have a very distinct look with rounded edges. You'll notice that the vertical lines will look bendy or they'll curve out in the middle. That's called barrel distortion, and it's part of the overall look or appeal of this lens. It adds an interesting, exaggerated perspective to your footage, but you wouldn't want to shoot an entire film with just this lens. It's great for capturing sports though, like skateboarding. This Cine lens has 3 extra low dispersion elements and 2 aspherical elements to minimize chromatic aberrations and produce sharper images. The second lens I have is a 12mm T2.2 Cine lens. The angle of view on this lens is roughly 99 degrees. It's the narrowest wide angle that we're looking at in this video. Sweeping panorama style video will look really nice with this lens. The aperture range on it starts at a bright T2.2 and goes to T22. This lens allows you the interesting combination of a wide aperture for shallow depth of field and low light shooting, but you still have a lot of image real estate to work with because of the wide angle. The minimum focus distance is 8 inches. The footage this lens captures is very sharp and true to life thanks to 3 extra low dispersion and 2 aspherical elements. You'll get beautiful, contrast-rich imagery. This lens is also available with Micro Four Thirds, Sony E, Fuji X, and Samsung NX lens mounts. The last lens I have is a 10mm T3.1 ultra-wide-angle lens for Canons with an APS-C sized sensor. I've paired it with a Canon 70D. Now, this is also a very immersive lens. 110 degrees captures an incredible chunk of your scene, but without quite as much barrel distortion as the 8mm fisheye. You'll see that vertical lines look closer to straight, making this lens perfect for capturing architecture or landscapes with drama. The distortion is not completely gone, but it's a lot more tolerable. The 10mm ultra wide angle will also help you get interesting shots in tight interior locations, bringing a vastness to the image despite the close quarters. This lens has one extra low dispersion element and two aspherical elements. The aperture range is T3.1 to T22. This lens has a minimum focus distance of about 9.5 inches. Along the side of the lens, you'll also find depth of field markings along with focus and T-stop marks. Now, this is a great lens for an independent journalist or someone looking to capture a scene or environment in its entirety. This is a versatile ultra-wide-angle lens to work with, and it's also available in Canon EF, Nikon F, Micro Four Thirds, and Sony A and E mounts. The one thing that I had to get used to when working with all of these lenses is the focus ring. Sometimes it felt like I was turning the ring and getting no visual changes or feedback on the LCD. I was checking focus using both digital zoom and peaking. At some point, focus would kick in and parts of the image would adjust, but it almost felt random. Nailing focus was the hardest part of working with these Rokinon wide-angle Cine lenses, in my opinion. Now, cinema lenses naturally have longer focus throws than other lenses, but even when you move the focus ring a short distance, you should notice a difference in your shot. There were times that I was not seeing any change while turning the focus ring in short increments. A long focus throw makes it easier for a focus puller to make fine adjustments by allowing them to be made with larger movements, but that pull has to trigger a predictable response or it's not very helpful. All of these lenses come with a soft carrying pouch. If you're looking to capture immersive footage that really shows off a wide angle of the space that you're shooting in, then these Rokinon Cine lenses are definitely worth a look. I'm Mia McCormick. Thanks for watching.
Whether you're a hobbyist or a professional, B&H has the answers to your questions. Experience a world of technology at our New York City Superstore. Connect with us online or give us a call. Our staff of experts is happy to help.
Scott Kelby here, and welcome to this quick tour of our online training. We have hundreds of online classes for you, covering everything from lighting to landscape photography. From portrait photography to sports, we have classes on wedding, automotive photography, shooting, food, fashion, travel, you name it. The most incredible part of this is the price. You get all of this for just $199 a year, or you can pay monthly for just $24.95. 24-hour a day, 7-day a week access from anywhere in the world. I invite you to join with us today and start learning right now.